So, we in that new year, new me season.
Yes.
But a lot of us still have some of the same goals from 2023. And a lot of y'all, and I know for sure because y'all came up to me and asked,
You
a
did.
lot of y'all wanted to start a podcast.
Yes.
I got good news for you, player. Spotify for podcasts is here for every need you have.
We've been using Spotify for podcasters since we started our podcast. It's so easy. You literally record, edit, and upload all from your phone, your computer. So no matter what your setup looks like, you can start now.
Yes, get your conversations, your opinion, your views out to the world. People need to hear you.
You can distribute your podcast to Spotify and anywhere else that podcasts are heard.
With Spotify for podcasters, you can earn money in a multitude of ways. Ads or podcast subscriptions. I mean, it's an easy way to get your visions out to the world and earn some extra pocket change.
Yeah, my favorite thing about all of this is free 99.
Yes. They don't charge you a dime. So you really got nothing holding you back. Today, not tomorrow, today, let's be heard. Spotify for podcasters.
Let's be seen. Welcome back to another episode of the For the Healthy Host podcast,
where we talk about conscious living, self-awareness, and everything in between.
I'm your host, Ree.
Sunset Tim.
Thank you for joining us and allowing us to be a part of your journey. I don't know. I
don't know why you was finna laugh.
I don't know. I'm happy? Question mark.
It's always good. I ain't mad at it, but like you was finna choke up.
Yeah, I'm happy. It's surreal to be here with you.
Oh my God.
How are you doing today?
I am doing well. I've been met with challenges, and I felt like today I finally handled the challenge how I feel like my dream version of myself handles challenges.
I feel that.
Very calm. I was able to gather the people around me, calm them down as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think I showed great leadership, the leadership I want to show in that moment. So yeah, I'm very proud of how I handled that recent challenge. So I'm feeling good about me despite what I may be going through.
I feel that.
How you feeling?
I feel the same way, met with the same challenges you were met with.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, I feel like I'm behaving in a way that the universe wants me to. Like the way that I wanted my future self to behave. But I'm feeling good. We got the Knock Chomper going.
We do.
I drank my smoothie this morning. I added peaches to my strawberry smoothie and it was good. Also, this is our 50...
First?
Is it 51st? Yeah, our 51st episode.
Yeah, last week was 50.
But I forgot to say something about it.
You forgot to celebrate this. So we 50 plus episodes in now.
Yay!
What have you learned from 1 to 50?
What I've learned is I don't have to be That's a great question. Look at you.
Oh, chill out.
I can't. What I learned though, for real, is I don't have to be a perfectionist. I can come as I am. And I learned that the community that we have accepts us for who we are. And I was just thinking about literally yesterday about some of the first episodes that we recorded, like literally episode 1, 2, 3, and I was kind of cringing, but I think that is what creating and putting yourself out there is all about. Like your first, I guess, creations that you put out into the world, they're going to make you cringe. And I was just like, it was just so cringy. Mm-hmm. But all in all, like, I feel like this journey to the 51st episode has really allowed me to just be myself more, honestly.
Yeah.
What about you? What have you learned?
I've learned that I don't need as much as I believe I do.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I wanted those things, so I could believe I was bigger, or what I was doing was bigger than it may have actually been. Or yeah. I think sometimes we do things to make it feel like you've leveled up in a certain way to give you a certain...
Elaborate though, like what specific things
that I did, or just like
that you thought we didn't need. You thought we needed, but you now know that we didn't.
I don't want to get too far into the specifics. It's just like buying stuff for even like for the podcast, like stuff we bought. It ain't necessarily made the podcast better.
Facts.
The main ingredient of the podcast was us, and once I got better, of course, living life like and learning myself. Because first to 50, how long has this been? A year and a half?
I know we started November 2021. Yeah, November 2021. So yeah, about
coming
a
up
year.
on 2 years.
Yeah, coming up on 2 years.
Coming up on 2 years. That was all I needed to get better, was to keep living life and learning me.
Yeah, and then in the beginning we weren't even consistent. We did like an episode a month.
Yeah, no. We weren't really that consistent. We really didn't know what this thing was gonna be.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be here. I'm happy for this community. Happy that y'all let us in y'all space.
Yes. I didn't realize how therapeutic it would be for myself either. That's another thing.
I didn't know how many people was gonna tap in.
Me neither.
I had no idea. This shit has been a blessing. I had no idea that y'all was gonna.
I'm pleasantly surprised.
Yes, my soul is very surprised.
Yeah.
But with that, no, I forgot to ask them how y'all felt.
From the cubicles.
From the cubes. So with the feelings intro out the way, what we rapping about today?
So I was on YouTube. I was watching In Hindsight, and I heard him say, "Peace is a process," and that resonated so deeply with me because I think that we all want to acquire this said peace immediately, and it's definitely a process. And the thing about peace is that we were born with it. Mm-hmm. We were born with peace before we were exposed to society and trauma. We were born with peace, but you disagree?
No, I just had an epiphany while you were saying it. Was like, was we born with peace, or was I, the old saying, ignorance is bliss? Was I just ignorant to a lot of things that were going on around me? So I just didn't pay attention to so much. Once you come up to understanding, I think that's when we try to get back to that bliss, but once you know, you can't unknow. So now you have to find a new level of comfort, which we call, and this is the process of peace.
Yeah. I can get that, but I do feel like, yes, a little bit of that too. Like there's some sense of, of the phrase, ignorance is bliss, but also when we are born into this world, like I do think we are at peace, because I guess we don't know. But I think, like you said, once you retain that information, like about the world and about people, once you've been, betrayed and hurt and had some kind of struggle,
or if you just been happy and then the happy left, it can be anything. Like once your emotions mature, then you can kind of once your emotions mature, you're going through life, the highs and the lows. I think we try to find what we call peace is that middle ground of gratitude that we try to live in, which I try myself to live in every day.
What age do you feel like, because you mentioned ignorance is bliss, but once we get exposed, what age do you feel like you personally, I guess your quote unquote, your peace left, or you began to know and see and understand things?
I think a bit of my peace left when my dad passed.
Oh.
When I was about 6 or 7. When my dad passed, I think a bit of it left because I just knew I didn't have him anymore. Mm-hmm. I was still very young, so anything could distract me. But my mind always drifted back to the fact Pop's not here. It always drifted back to it.
Yeah.
But outside of that incident, I think I was in 5th grade when I first started to come into knowledge of my family's situation, like the financial struggles and things of that nature. When I was in 5th grade, it was something happened, and my mom just didn't have enough money to cover all the things that happened. It was like a bill. My brother made the basketball team, and something else. And my brother hated the shoes mom picked out for him. Hated them. It was like
his ass.
Oh, my mama, our brother, his ass hated them. Everybody else on the team had these one shoes. He had some these different kind of shoes. I can't remember what they was. Like some Converse or some shit like that. He hated them hoes. But either way it go, I remember making a sacrifice to mama. I don't need this. He could go get something else. Like that was the first time I actually got aware. And though I became aware of my situation around me, it brought me some peace to do something for my brother that was nice. But that started the whole awareness train. Was around 5th grade. I think everybody's is different based on a life that you lived.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How you grew up. So when do you think your awareness came?
You know, I experienced loss at a really at an early age as well. Like 8 years old was my grandpa, which I don't ever actually talk about that because I feel like it was just so far. It was forever ago, and of course I love him. But I don't know. I feel like the loss of my grandmother hit harder. I was older. I was 14.
Yeah, a little more mature. Like,
yeah, and I was able to understand it.
I mean, you're a little more in the ignorance a little bit. Like, so we easily distracted at 8.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
But you were young like that when your dad. But see, that's a father, though. That's a lot different. They hit different.
Yeah. Because he was in my household. So I just knew every day. Like, I was used to waking up and him being there. So every day he wasn't there, I had to come to the reality like, damn.
Yeah, I feel that. But I don't know. Sadly, I feel like I became conditioned to loss. Mm-hmm. I think I've said this before, like, because after my grandmother, it was my cousin, like, really shortly after. I really can't say that my peace left me. I don't know. I don't know. But whenever we moved, when I graduated, because my peace probably did leave me. I'm sure. Like, that was...
You just like forgot how to get back to it. It never leaves. You just forget how to get back to that balance.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, during that time, like, whenever those losses, I know it affected me. I know it. Yeah. But what I can remember the most, though, is the first time that my peace, it didn't leave. What did you call it?
Just kind of like, you got away from it. You never... peace don't leave. It's just something we get away from.
Yeah. So it's whenever I graduated college and we moved to Texas. It's just so funny that peace is forgotten when we enter moments of turmoil or struggle. But yeah, that was like the first time for me that I felt like I lost my peace. And I guess in adulthood, really. But it's so funny. I found my way back and it brought me to this journey that I am currently on and I've been on for like the past 7-8 years.
Mm-hmm. You don't talk about Papa Raymond that much at all.
I don't. It was so long ago. It almost feels like another lifetime.
Yeah. He was only 8 though, so it's like you said, one of them ignorance is bliss kind of thing.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't talk about death a lot, but I remember when I was younger, my mama told me, my grandma always told me, like, we'll see them again. Mm-hmm. We'll see them again, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, but now that reminds me, my grandma used to tell me, like, we're going to see our loved ones again. Like, we lost them, we're going to see them again. But I remember when my papa died, my mama told me, he's never coming back, right? She was like, he's never coming back. You're never going to see him again.
I'm sorry you had to hear that.
Yeah, she told me that. So I guess I did lose a little bit. I lost a little bit of that, like, innocence.
Innocence. If she hit you with that, when your grandma tell you that, you believe it. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Still believe it.
Yeah, for sure.
But, but when another adult who prominent in your life hit you with it, you never come back, right?
Yeah, I guess I wasn't, like, just reacting in a way that, I was 8. I guess that's...
You was 8. Like,
yeah, so she just was like... It was probably a little bit after... She shows like, he never coming back. I'm like, I actually thought he was, but okay.
Okay, thank you for this.
Thank you for
these flowers.
Thank you very much, Mom.
Man, I don't think adults, this is why I try to watch my words with my kid. I don't think adults understand. I don't think society understands how powerful words are.
Yeah.
Like, that's really, words are one of the main reasons we got here in this type of this experience. Like, we are what a lot of people trying to think of it as the universe experiencing itself. Everybody has a spirit. We are spirits that got into a physical body to have a physical experience. Part of that is words.
Yeah.
Like, you can feel things in your spirit that don't got to be explained. But we came to this experience to have a physical experience and express words like with each other. So I don't think people understand how impactful words can be on this life, this plane of existence that we on.
Words they're spells, like we said before. They mean a lot, and I think we need to use them wisely.
Yes,
intentionally.
I think sometimes just don't use them at all. If it ain't gonna be impacting, and they can always be positive, but if it ain't gonna add some type of long term positive impact on a person.
Or value.
Add value. There you go.
Yeah.
Let's just not use them at all.
I know. That reminds me, Oprah was like, if you don't know what to do, so in this sense, you don't know what to say, just don't say nothing. Like, be still. Just be still.
Don't say shit. That's crazy. That's always the proper response.
That's crazy.
That's real crazy. That's crazy.
So I think an important question to ask is, what does peace mean to you? Like, what does that look like for you?
It feels like unshakability. Like I'm just not shook by things. I don't know why when I think of peace, I think of a very calm body of water. You know what I mean? Very small waves in it. Everything is. I don't want to use the word controlled, but everything is flowing pretty evenly to where you can find pace within it all. Nothing's knocking you over. Nothing's moving you left or right, pushing you up or down. Mm-hmm. That's what peace feel like. Peace feels like 0 if I had to put it as a number. It don't feel like 100 because, 100 is fast, it's exciting, it's adrenaline. And then negative 100, I guess, depending on who you are, is like sorrow, maybe anger, or some might call sadness in that range. But I feel like 0 is so blissful. It's peace. I feel like peace, if it had to be weather, it would be fall. To a time of the year where I can walk outside in shorts and a shirt is appropriate. And pants and a jacket could also be appropriate in the fall. It's just like a time of the year where all things, it's a go on everything.
Yeah.
Everything can be done outside, barbecues, picnics, whatever you want can happen with that weather, like fall kind of weather.
I feel that.
Peace feels like fall to me. Peace feels like calmness in a spinning world that's spinning as it's spinning type thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what peace is to me.
I love that. For me, peace is like a deep belly breath. It's like really feeling the air go into my lungs and come out of my mouth. Yeah. That's what peace feels like to me. It feels like, I used to think that peace was outside of myself. It was tangible. It looked a certain way. I lived in California and I lived by the beach and my life looked like this. Don't get me wrong. I think the lifestyle that you live can bring you about peace. But I know that the peace is within me. It's so crazy because I think when we all think about peace, we think about an experience outside of ourselves, like what our house looked like. Don't get me wrong. I do think these things, like I said, can contribute to you being grounded.
There you go.
Peace also reminds me of, in like Buddhism, there's this thing called the beginner's mind. And the beginner's mind is basically kind of like what we talked about when we were first born into this world. We weren't thinking about
rent,
nothing. And it's like the state of our mind when we first enter this world. And that's what peace looks like and feels like for me.
It's a beautiful thing. I think I used to confuse peace with like you said, tangible things, like
Absolutely.
a number in my bank account or a car I drove.
Yes.
I thought all these things would bring me peace, but
that's security, though.
It is security, and security can bring grounding, and it can bring like, I guess the first word that came to mind is slowness. It calms everything down. I think, like when you don't got the finances you want, you don't got the, you ain't the point in your career where you want to be, or don't have these things, I think it can feel like you want to speed things up. You want things to get a little faster.
Because you don't want to feel this moment.
Yes.
But of not having those things.
But I think when you have those things, you think you are at peace, but you are just kind of slowed down to where it feels like a simulation of peace. But peace is within you. You can have peace while you're not at the point of the career, at your career you want. You can have peace when you don't have a partner. You can have peace after the breakup with them, and you have peace with this new person you find. It's always there through all things, but I do feel like we'll get tricked by earthly things or emotions, situations, relationships to trick you into thinking that was peace, and it was really just grounding or security.
It was security, yeah, for sure. I know my emotions trick me all the time. Yeah. Like, she be having me wilding.
Yeah. Money didn't got me with that way too, though. Like, money made me feel secure.
Absolutely.
And I thought that was my peace. You know, but again, no matter what's in my account, whether it's like negative 1,000 or up 1,000,000, you can still have the same level of peace that you're going to be okay.
Yeah, definitely.
This episode is sponsored by Daily Harvest.
Morning routines in this house. One word. Chaos. I have to cook breakfast for my daughters, cook lunch, get the girls ready, and then get myself ready.
Yeah, one's got a shirt on backwards. The other one ain't got no shoes on. It's a war zone in the morning.
Thankfully, the stress of breakfast is taken care of with Daily Harvest, because with Daily Harvest, I'm getting the meals that give me quick, nourishing foundations for my whole day, and they're delivered right to my door. My favorite thing changes from day to day, but right now I'm loving the strawberry and peach smoothie. Y'all know I'm a smoothie girl.
It is busting.
Yeah, it's so good.
It is good.
Yeah, they have amazing smoothies, as well as flatbreads, soups, harvest bowls. They literally don't miss.
On top of being mom and dad and entrepreneurs, Daily Harvest just kind of takes the thinking sometimes over for us, and I desperately need that at times.
Take the stress out of your mornings with Daily Harvest. Go to dailyharvest.com/FTHH to get up to $65 off your first box. That's dailyharvest.com/FTHH for up to $65 off your first box.
Check them out.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp.
So guys, I'm going to let y'all in on a time period in my life. I had went through basically a lot of mental trauma during that time period.
Yeah.
I just wasn't sleeping. I mean, for days almost, I wasn't sleeping. It was thought after thought after thought, a race in Kentucky Derby kind of fashion, to where I just couldn't get an ounce of rest during this time period.
Yeah, and I think we don't realize that when we keep our thoughts trapped inside of us, it can cause things like that. It can cause those restless nights. But what really could help with that is talking to a professional therapist. When I started therapy, it opened up so much space for me, like mentally, because I had room, because I let these thoughts out and I talked to someone who could help me on a professional level.
Thanks.
So if you find yourself thinking about therapy, you should definitely give BetterHelp a try. It is entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and fits your own schedule. It's so simple. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you switch therapists at any time with no additional cost.
Get a break from your thoughts with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/FTHH today to get 10% off your first month.
That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/FTHH to get 10% off your first month. So growing up, I had a lot of anxiety that was also related to my IBS. And, all this time I didn't realize that I have anxiety, even social anxiety. I didn't even realize it. It's so funny. I went to pick up our daughter the other day, and I had to call you afterwards. I was like, babe, I just got so much anxiety. I thought I was going to pass out.
Yeah.
And kudos to me for even recognizing that, because when I was a child, I didn't really realize or understand what it
meant.
Yes, like my mind has been, I've been in the Matrix.
Yeah, and then the people around you didn't know.
Yeah, they didn't know. They had no idea.
I used to do the same thing when I was a kid.
Like,
I remember every year, I told you when I was a kid, I used to think I would get sick every time the fair came.
But
they did the parade. And really, I was just nervous and had social anxiety about everybody from school and like the parade in the city and being in it. And I would throw up every year.
Really?
Every year I'd throw up. My mama knew I got sick every year around that time. Quote unquote sick.
It was literally, it's so crazy. Like, your mind, the mind will have a body doing some crazy shit.
It will.
But Yeah, like I have social anxiety really bad. Well, I'm not gonna say really bad. That's not. I'm not claiming that. At times, but the fact is that I recognize it. But what I was getting to is that I don't think that I would have been ever thought that anxiety and peace could coexist.
Yeah,
and they can.
They never thought that.
They can coexist. And this is something that I actually wanted to get into on the last episode, but I ran out of time. Which is both and thinking, meaning that two truths can coexist. So I think we think of the world in like black and white, good or bad. You either fuck with me or you don't. You either with me or against me. You know, that's how we think of the world. But two truths can coexist. And when we think of the world with binary thinking, I had to think about binary thinking, it is so limiting. It's like I can either do this or that. It limits our options.
Yes.
You know, but when you realize that multiple truths, multiple things can coexist, shit becomes limitless.
Yeah.
Like you ain't got no ceiling.
And it's a better understanding. When you put me on the two truths can exist, it blew my mind.
Yeah.
It really did. A good example for me, I'm like a historian person. When the Declaration of Independence was signed, like that was a day of celebration for Americans.
Okay.
Black people were still enslaved that day. It's like two truths existed. Yes, America got its freedom that day.
Yeah.
But truth is, my people still wasn't free.
Right.
Both those things happened that day. And that's two truths. You know what I'm saying? Neither one of them a lie. Both truths. Yeah. At the exact same time. So when a person looks at, you know, the 4th of July or the Declaration of Independence. You're not going to have another episode where I fuck up another word.
One.
That's one. I'm not going to have another episode where we do that. The Declaration of Independence, when somebody looks at it with, you know, an eccentric look at America, like they're so happy, they're indulging in the indulgence. I said they're indulging in the indulgence. That's two back to back. Fuck, how did I get here?
It's okay.
Indulging in like being American and loving it. You know what I mean? I can also have my truth that this wasn't that great of a day for my people.
Right.
Both things coexist. So I ain't mad at y'all for your truth. You can't be mad at me for my truth.
Yeah.
So
thank you for that
example I wanted to give that I stumbled
through. Thank you for that history lesson.
That is a good history lesson. Professor Tim. You just call me Doctor.
Dr. Tim.
Doctor.
But yeah, like, so if you have anxiety or if you ain't where you want to be in life, or you don't have the job you want, you don't have the car you want, you can still be at peace.
Yes.
You can still be at peace.
So yeah, as I got on my history rant, I try to keep your peace. A good thing to practice is to not argue with history.
What you mean by that?
Things that have already happened have happened. Try to let them go as much as possible. And also, again, there can be two truths from that situation. It could be that, you know, that person did hurt you. And also, there's truth when they say you hurt them as well.
Mm-hmm.
Both those things can exist in that situation, despite you not feeling that you hurt that person at all, what you did or said.
Agreed.
They can still have a truth that you did hurt them in the way that it all played out.
Yeah.
I think sometimes we argue with history. We argue with that person that this is what they did and that is the only way that it should be perceived.
Right.
Is how you feel it or how you saw it.
Agreed.
But multiple truths exist. And with that new knowledge of that, you have to accept that there can kind of be no arguing with history to an extent.
I love that. And when you add in, like, when you think about both and thinking in that perspective, it really allows you to be more compassionate towards other human beings. Because you're right, when we, like, we had an argument the other day. It was very quick, but we had an argument, and I think when you're arguing, not only with people, but with history, you want so badly for your perspective, for your point of view to be seen and heard.
As the truth too.
And be truth. But when you realize that multiple feelings, multiple truths do exist in that situation and in history, it brings about a certain peace. It brings about certain compassion and love.
Yes, and understanding.
Yeah. And it really eliminates fear, because I think that when we're arguing, we fear that we won't be heard. We fear that this other person won't see how they hurt us.
Mm-hmm. And we just keep arguing our points.
Yes.
It just keeps going on and on. But once you know that both truths exist, you can kind of analyze the situation and say, where do we go from here?
Right.
I mean, you need to be repaid in this way, and I need to be repaid in this way.
Mm-hmm.
How do we come about to this goal? And just, by the way, we have some of the quietest arguments. Like, our arguments usually don't, you know how people like
yell and stuff?
Yes, we don't have them kind of arguments. We have some very quiet arguments.
Yeah, it's like silent treatment.
It's like silent treatment. It's like a lot of eye looks.
Yeah, a lot of little
facial
dirty looks.
Like, and then when we do get back to the actual words argument, it really is such a debate.
It is.
It ain't the traditional relationship argument.
We're not yellers.
You got some yeller in your blood. Yeah, you do.
I do. But you don't.
Because during that point in the argument, I did remember being downstairs, and I could hear you upstairs say something.
I was saying stuff.
And I was like, I bet this motherfucker won't come down here and say it. In my head, I ain't say it out loud. Because I knew it might.
If you said it out loud, though, I would have came down there.
You would have stormed down to let it out.
I would have flew down there.
Goddamn.
I kind of, I like arguing with you sometimes because you don't argue. That's the thing. And I be trying to this is bad, but I be trying to push them buttons.
You do. I'm not
get you to say something.
I'm more like the silent arguing person. Like, it's just, I don't want to say that I'm wrapped out. I don't want to speak.
I'm wrapped out. Yeah. So that happened.
That's just how we argue, guys.
Yeah.
And another lesson I had to teach myself that peace is not control. You can't. It's very little in this world we can control outside of ourselves.
Right.
A lot of times we can just give ourselves the opportunity for things, but that is about, we can put ourselves in line for opportunity. I'm reading a book called You Owe You.
You are?
It's on Audible. I said I'm reading, but I believe it's called You Owe You. And a great line from the book, I cannot think of the author's name right now. It's just out of my head for some reason right now. Maybe Eric Thomas. I think that is the author's name. He speaks about you have to put yourself in miracle zone. Mm-hmm. And that's about as much as we can control, is like doing the work that we have for us. And that's it. Everything else in this world is really an uncontrollable substance. Right?
Agreed.
It's an ingredient we can only put our little ingredient in there. The rest of it, we just got to kind of let it simmer up. Because again, when we try to control peace, we just take ourselves out of peace. Bruce Lee has a great line that says, be water. Water is so zen, just flows. It don't matter. You can put water in a vase, whichever one you like to say. Vase, whatever you like to say. And then pour that same water into a mason jar. Then pour that same water. It's going to take shape in whatever you put in it. It don't matter. Water just kind of flows with the situation, and water is kind of like undefeatable, kind of in a way. Wow. You heat it up, it just evaporates and then goes into a cloud and come back like, bitch, yeah, you thought I was gone,
but I'm here.
I'm back again, like you thought it was over with. Like, you can try to freeze water. It'll stay right there until it's ready to go.
Just in a different form.
Water is the perfect example of just not being controlled and just being at peace with whatever comes your way. I know we like to dictate our terms in life.
Yeah.
But we can only do that to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's it. We have to stop at a certain point because we can't control everything. But be water, my friend. Be
water. Wow. Kudos to you. That was amazing. That really just fucked some shit up for me. I feel undefeatable right now. Losing control gave me all the control I needed.
Nice.
It did. It gave me all the control I needed. I feel like my entire life I tried to control everything around me, control people. And I think because of the things that I experienced, those losses at such an early age, let me go back and say those losses hit me harder than what I think they did. And I think right now it seems like it was so far away, but I know that really turned my world upside down.
Yeah.
But because of those losses and the things that I experienced, I really had the desire to control everything in my peripheral, like my future even. I just wanted to control it so bad. And that in itself took away my peace.
Yeah, it will.
Because you cannot control things outside of yourself. But when I realized that I can only control my actions and my reactions, that's when the real peace really set inside. And sometimes I do feel like, I can't control my emotions, because you just don't be realizing how things are going to affect you sometimes. Mm-mm. And y'all know, like, I don't know, like, I'm a human being. I'm not this perfect Zen person. I'm not a monk, or I'm not anything but what I am. And I love that for me. But
beautiful.
But yeah, I feel like my emotions, like, sometimes I feel like I can't control my emotions, and I don't try to. I go ahead and feel how I feel, and almost in a sense flow, be like water.
Yeah.
But I don't allow my emotions to guide me to make irrational decisions. Yeah. But losing control gave me all the control that I needed.
I like that.
100%.
Everything is temporary.
Everything is temporary.
I need to say that every episode, just to remind y'all.
Yes.
So peace, grounding, security, it all runs along the same frequency. It all feels kind of the same.
Yeah.
It also is the place where blooming take place. But I don't think when we say we want to blossom into something new, we want to flourish, I don't think we are anticipating that blooming hurts. Yes. Very bad. When you think about the caterpillar going into the butterfly, it makes the cocoon and it's there growing, and we get this outcome of these beautiful wings on this butterfly when it comes out. Mm-hmm. We don't think about when the caterpillar is in that cocoon, it has to be painful to be outgrowing the space, and you literally can't come out of it until the pain is just so much that you have to get out of this room. You have to get out of this space. I don't think we understand how blooming can hurt. When we ask for blooming and ask to flourish, you got to get in the mud then.
Yeah.
All the way in there, head immersed in mud, and calmly wait till your first bud comes out and the rest of you comes out. But you got to understand you're going to really be in the mud, though.
Yeah. I was literally just looking on my phone because I seen this on Pinterest, and it reminded me that growth will also feel like a breaking point.
It has to. You got to break out that cocoon. But, again, you can't break out and it be comfortable. Like, you know what? This, I have a little more space in here, but you're not going to break out of it until it is absolutely almost a crime that you are in this space this long.
Yeah.
It's going to feel abusive that this space is what it is doing to you before you break out of it. Because you got to be stronger than what's holding you.
Yeah.
So the caterpillar can't go into the full blossoming of the butterfly until it's stronger than the cocoon it built. And remember, the cocoon can't be weak. The cocoon can't be weak because it has to sit in here and just grow. If it makes a weak cocoon, it falls out of the tree, he's dead.
Yeah.
A bigger insect comes by, whatever eats, is dead if the cocoon is not made strong. Mm-hmm. So the cocoon has to be made strong. What is holding you back is extremely strong, as it should be. Because once you break through that, look at how strong you are now.
Yeah. I love that.
Blossoming can hurt. That's my new poem.
What is it?
Blossoming hurts.
Blossoming hurts.
I'm going to just transcribe that into a poem. The whole thing.
You should. It's very nice. No, I feel that. And I feel like I felt like that for a long time. Because who's to say how long a breakthrough or a breaking point?
We try to calculate it, though.
Yeah, like it'd be like, well, my breaking point should be over. But I feel like I felt like this for like months now.
Yes.
Like I can't take no more. Like
can you? But
Like, like you, it's just like you want to break free so bad, but there's something ingrained in you that you have to go through to break through.
Yeah, we think we be so positive that we're ready, but ain't no such thing as I'm ready for a breakthrough. You just break through.
Yes.
There's no I feel I'm close. No. When you have the strength to break through, you literally go straight through the wall. Mm-hmm. You go straight through the cocoon. Ain't no almost. I know the caterpillar had plenty of days in here. He was like, man, I know I can do it. I know he was punching us shit out that wall.
Like, bruh.
No, he was. And it still had 30 days on him. He ain't know.
Yeah.
But in life, we'll feel that same way. Like, we ready for a money makeover. Mm-hmm. We're ready for a love redo. Mm-hmm. We think we are ready for it, but quite honestly, when we are ready for it,
it'll be there.
It'll be there, and the breakthrough will happen so fast. You be like, "Damn, I could have did this a long time ago."
Mm-hmm. And sometimes you don't even realize it's a breakthrough until after it's over with.
True.
And also, I heard this the other day, and I was like, I can't remember who said it, but it was somebody like on YouTube that I was watching. But I think we have a hard time accepting something for what it is and not identifying with that thing. Like, okay, yes, I accept my situation for what it is right now, but you don't have to identify with that.
Yeah, you might not be winning by your definition, but that does not make you a loser. When you have failures, I have to remind myself this. I just have temporary failures. These are only temporary.
And if we go back to both and thinking, it's not really win or lose.
It's not really, no.
It's not really win or lose.
Nothing is really win or lose. It's more experience.
Yeah.
But no, don't identify with it. You might be, again, losing by your definition, but you are not a loser.
Yes.
You know what I mean? There's two different flavors that you're talking about.
Yeah.
And you're not a loser at all. I don't think you ever been a loser. We have been losing. We have lost
and
a
learning.
few times. And learning. You know? But don't identify with any of it. You know, I said this morning I was making rhymes from the situation that happened. I'm trying to think, what did I say? I said I wake up every day and shoot a shot in the dark and pray it lead the light. Mm-hmm. It's the kind of thing. Like, I know I may be in a dark place, but I'm not full of darkness. It does not identify with me. I'm not in this. This is not me. I'm just going through a phase, a point. Every time I shoot a shot, I'm going to get more light until ultimately, shit, I got a sunroof.
Yeah, I feel that. And I think as humans beings,
One.
That's two, I think, for me.
Probably two.
But not only don't identify with your situation, this moment, but don't. Why can't I talk? I'm going from the top. Not only should you not identify with this moment or your current situation, but try not to identify with anything at all.
Yeah, no, nothing. Don't identify with your job, a title, a responsibility. Even don't identify.
Yeah, because I feel like when you don't identify with things, so many possibilities are now on the table.
Yeah, you a part of the free-minded.
Yeah.
When you do identify with things, you close things up. You know,
it's like you're boxed in now.
If you have a kid and you can't go shopping, and be like, but I'm a mom, can't wear that.
Yeah.
But if you don't get that skirt, if you don't get that hot girl shit and put it on,
you feel me?
Like, you don't let the identifications of things block you from something. We have to stay in that free-minded frequency at all time, because we don't know what opportunity is going to come about to us. Mm-hmm. It could be right there. You were talking about, starting something or having something on your own, and the opportunity was right there, but you so closed-minded right now. You didn't see that one of your passions or things you like had a door to open up to be a full-time business, and you just didn't want to do it because you was closed-minded.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of things will hold us back if we identify with something. It's crazy, like all these rhymes. Like, I made the song the other day. Y'all will hear it here in I don't know about That's about 60 days.
Yeah,
about 60 days. Next 60 days, I got a song called The Night Shift.
Mm-hmm.
And I say my job don't define me. Society want to give me a role, but I'm a rolling stone.
Yeah, I love that.
You know what I mean? Don't let society push you into this is what you have to do when you are this and whatever. Don't identify with anything. Age either. Or gender.
Yes.
And let it go.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you detach from identities and you gain everything. It's such a freeing thing.
Detach from identities and you gain everything.
Yeah.
It's a good Instagram bio if anybody want to snatch that.
Shut up.
I got it for sale. $2.
$2. First bidder. First bid. Another thing is that there is always something to worry about. Yes. I remember, because that's how the brain works. The brain wants to find solutions. It wants to
Was that 5?
Identify problems. You're not finna.
No, that wasn't 5.
You ain't finna break me
close,
down.
Though.
The brain want to identify problems so they can find solutions. Like, be doing too much. And I remember just like back in the day. I feel like back in the day it doesn't. I hate that term, but I feel like
you feel old or something.
But like I feel like a while ago, I would have a problem in front of me, right? And I would solve that problem. It wasn't like a life problem. It was like a life problem. And then once that problem was solved, it's like, all right, what's next? What are we solving next? What do we do next? So
the brain would do that. The brain would do it about simple shit too. Dumb shit. To the point where like, let's say you be like, you forget, oh, it's Thursday. It's a new episode of my new show. You know, I'm finna go home and watch that. You know what the brain's next problem gonna say? But what we gonna eat while we watch it?
Right.
What we gonna eat? We'll pick up a what? But we ain't even got no sodas at home. Like the brain will always find the next problem, whether it's small, difficult. He just really like to work and not be unemployed.
Facts. The thing about that too, like always having something to worry about, it takes you out of the present moment. And when you're out of the present moment, it takes away gratitude. And when the gratitude doesn't exist, it takes away your peace.
Oh, there we go.
Don't do that because you gonna make me mess up. Now I don't know what to say next.
That is true.
But like it do it. So my point is, don't worry.
No.
Don't worry, because once you're done worrying, you're gonna find something else to worry about. Just honestly, you do have to be at peace with yourself. Because like I said in the beginning, we be looking for tangible things outside of ourselves to bring us peace. And don't get me wrong, security can bring some type of peace. And I feel like I would be lying if I didn't say that. Mm-hmm. I would be a bald-faced lie if I sit here and say like security don't, because it does. But you do have to realize that peace resides inside of you. Mm-hmm. You have to realize that. And
security is more decision making.
Yeah, like I said in my the episode last week, I know we be wanting everything outside of ourselves to be peaceful and beautiful and loving, but we really do have to create a peaceful inner environment for our outer environment to reflect that.
Because if my success grew like my words, I'd be rich as fuck.
You hear me?
Like fast too, boy. I'd be rich as hell.
Good and quick. And our very last note for this episode, drum roll. Peace is a
bad drum roll. Sorry.
Okay, do it again.
That was better.
They sound the same, but peace is a non-linear path.
Yes. Make sure they know what non-linear means.
Okay. Non-linear is basically up and down. Up and down. It's not like a flat line. It's not straight up. It's not straight down. It's up, down, up, down, up, down, down, down. That's how I would define non-linear.
Yeah, it has no defined
timeline?
Yeah, I guess so. No defined timeline, no defined motion almost.
Yeah.
Uncontrollable almost to an extent.
I think we need to embrace that and lean into that, because I think before I came to this point where I am now, I thought that one day I would be happy all the time and I would never be sad again. Mm-hmm. But I don't think the point is to not ever be sad again, not ever be angry again. I think the point is to be able to feel those feelings, but then return to that state of peace. Mm-hmm. That's what I think is important.
Yeah, to be always kind of be grounded in gratitude is the new goal for me. You know what I mean? Like you say, because I say I know you can't be happy all the time. You can't have, that high level of happiness. You can't be sad all the time either.
Yeah.
But one thing you can be all the time is at peace and be grateful. Mm-hmm. No matter what the situation is, you can always have those two things. And I think if you aim for those every day for yourself, if you aim to create that environment at home, at work, wherever you are, that is your vibe, that when people get around you, they feel that you are doing Allah's work out here.
Facts.
And I mean that. You really are. If you bringing peace to every situation, every room you step in, you are doing a service to society, because in this time period we live in where I don't know what they not doing now. We have confirmed that our government has spoke with aliens.
They spoke with the aliens?
It's confirmed that they have had
conversations?
Extensive, research that aliens are real.
I know they know they real, but...
So it's like everything is going on, you know what I mean, in the universe right now. They doing everything in the world to distract us. If you can bring peace to people, yourself, if you can bring it to yourself, that is life-changing work right there. But if you bring it to other people, kudos to you. You are a good person.
Yeah, you literally a light, saving lives, saving the world. Yeah, you really do just have to remember that no matter what situation is occurring right now, no matter what emotion you're feeling, you have to remember that peace is always within you. You just have to find a way to get back to it.
Mm-hmm. And you can do that by having good, positive habits.
Yeah.
Good practices in your life. Meditation.
Just breathing. I was going to say that. Just
breathing.
Like I said, peaceful, like a big, deep belly breath.
Yes. Quality time to yourself. Not the time where we're on the toilet scrolling Instagram. That is not time to ourselves. That's not quality
does
time.
Everybody, when they on the toilet, does everybody scroll? It used to be,
so.
Before our time, it was newspaper.
People did take newspaper.
Yeah, it was a newspaper.
They just seem so messy. Like, to have it's like the newspapers be big once you unfold them and shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's just
true.
It's like a whole lot of paper and sound and.
Seem like too much, don't it?
I'm happy for the time period. It's a good time to be.
But
alive.
with the phones, it's really not that much different. It's physically not a whole lot. But when you go on the phone, it's still like another world and like noise. It's just a different type of noise.
I guess so to that point. But either way go, take good quality time to yourself. A nice walk.
Yes. I want to go on a walk today.
You want to go on a walk today?
I want to go on a walk today. It's really beautiful outside.
It really is. Take that little walk. You know what I'm saying? It's a nice day on the block. Go out. You know what I'm saying? Go do that.
Spin the block.
Go get your little drink or something. I mean, like a little tea or coffee. Or
I was like, what kind of drink?
Juice. I mean, if that's your taste for your walk, you know what I mean? Yeah. Wine or whatnot.
That's fine. I just didn't want you to clarify what you meant.
No, I'm okay. I'm okay with it. I don't really drink. That ain't my thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna give me a little latte.
A latte.
Well, not matcha, chai. I'm a chai girl.
Juice, but yeah, quality time to yourself. Have good practices to always be around that comfort zone, that gratitude zone, that peaceful zone.
Yeah, peace is within you.
Yes. Don't let it escape. Don't let these people push you around. Don't let that job push you around. Family, friends, any of that. Be water. Take shape to whatever you need.
That's the quote of the day. That's the podcast clip.
Be water, my friend. But yes, with that being said,
thank you so much for allowing us into your space on this 51st episode.
51st. We really celebrating 51st, missed 50, bro.
Yeah, we did.
That's funny.
But sending you so much peace, so much love, so much abundance, and everything you need in this exact moment. Talk to you next time. Bye. Mwah.
Peace.